Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. I just want to take a minute and thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart because just yesterday we hit 5,000 subscribers and that is a huge milestone that I honestly never thought I would achieve. When I started this channel, I had high hopes to one day maybe get to this point, but I never in a million years actually expected it to happen, so thank you all very, very much from the bottom of my heart for the amount of 5,000 subscribers. Also, I want to let you guys know, in case you don't check out the community section of this channel, I recently got my Instagram up and working, so if you want to check out the Andy's Dinosaur Reviews Instagram, there is a link in the description. Follow that link, and please follow me on there if that is something that you are interested in doing. Anyway, on with today's review. Today we have another Mattel review, and this is a review of a set that I honestly wasn't sure that I would ever actually get, but luckily enough, I had someone from Mexico find one for me. I paid them shipping, they shipped it to me, and it took a little while, but it did get here eventually, as shipping from Mexico tends to take a long time, as I learned from my Destructosaur sets. But this is the Lockwood Battle Damage set, and this is a set that was said to be canceled, as that's what Mattel had told us, but I'm not really sure if it was canceled or not. Originally, we were told it was going to be just a real limited run, and then once that run was sold, it was gone. But it doesn't seem as though the stock is ending anytime soon in Mexico, or at least from what I've been told, and it has appeared in a few other countries, so I really have no idea if it is still limited, if it is still canceled, I don't know. But regardless, I can tell you one thing, it is very hard to find in the United States because it is not sold here at all. So if you live in the United States like I do, it's pretty tough to get a hold of one. But like I said, I was lucky enough to actually get one from someone in Mexico. So big thanks to them, and I'm super excited to have this here to look at it with you guys. The first thing I do want to say is that this Velociraptor Blue is no different at all from the regular Battle Damage Velociraptor. He almost fell on his face. This is the exact same figure that we had previously received in the Battle Damage set from Walmart that you just could get a Battle Damage Raptor. Wow, his mouth is really... Oh, there we go. Tight. It's the same exact figure, zero differences. It's just basically giving you a Battle Damage Blue to fight your Battle Damage Indoraptor. Now, the Indoraptor itself is pretty much the same again as the super articulated Indoraptor, but it is a little bit different. It has some slight differences, which I will point out here in a minute, and of course it does have a battle damage feature, which is something that you could not get previously. And then of course you have the addition of this very cool Triceratops Skull, even though the horns on the top of the head are completely facing the wrong direction from what you would actually have on a Triceratops. But regardless, this is the demise of the Indoraptor, so we did have to get a Triceratops Skull that we can place the Indoraptor on, which we will also take a look at. So instead of talking about taking a look at these things, let's get a closer look. So taking a quick look here at the Triceratops skeleton, well, skull, it's not a skeleton, it's just the skull. You can see that it does look really nice. All sorts of beautiful detail and sculpt has been included, making it look fairly realistic as far as a skull goes. It does have articulation in the jaw, so you can open the jaw a little bit wider or leave it shut. It's really up to you. And again, you've got very nice cracks and crevices all throughout the skull, making it look very highly detailed and very realistic. Beautiful touch to this set. I really love this, and it's also made of like a hard rubber, so it's pretty flexible and something that you won't be hurting your kids with, or the kids won't be hurting each other with. And it comes on this very nice looking stand that is similar to what you saw in Fallen Kingdom, so very cool touch. Now, as far as the Indoraptor, as I said, it's pretty much just the super articulated Indoraptor. We don't need to review the sculpt or anything. I want to take a look at the new additions to this sculpt compared to what you saw in the previous sculpt. And of course, one is the battle damage feature, which works just like all the other battle damage. You push the little button and it pops open, and then you can just close it. It works really quite well. But one thing that is really cool that the super articulated version did not have is right here. You can take note of one if it will focus. There's a slice right here, and another one right there, it appears. And then you come back here, and again you can take note of a few more slices from the Indoraptor battling Blue. And then if we flip it around, we'll take a look over here. Again, you can see quite a few more wounds in this area of the stomach. And then if we move up into the head, you can take note of a few more right there. So those are really the only differences. I would have loved for them to actually include maybe some like blood paint in there and put a nice gloss on it. I think that would have been a very cool touch, and something that if this wasn't so hard to find, I would probably just do myself, because I think it could make the overall appearance of this figure just look super cool. But again, they're super hard to find, so I'm not going to do that. But other than that, there is really no differences at all. It is still the exact same figure as the super articulated Indoraptor that we have had just an unreasonable amount of here in the United States. So as I said, there is another cool little addition to the Indoraptor here when it comes to this, and Blue's down, this skeleton or skull. I don't know why I keep saying skeleton. So anyway, if you look on the underside here of the Indoraptor, now I just almost impaled him by accident, there are two holes here. So you can take our little friend the Indoraptor here, place him on the skull, and now the Indoraptor is dead. I'm sure I could probably make this a little more realistic looking, as he's just kind of looking like he's Supermaning it on top of there. But you can see that you can lay it on there. I haven't really messed with it too much to make it look better with it kind of drooping and looking more dead. But I don't see that being too hard to do, considering it being a super articulated Indoraptor. It is still really, really super cool to have this little addition and this very cool touch to recreate the ending scene of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Very cool addition. Again, this is such a cool thing as far as displaying it goes too, that I really, really love this set, and I think that this alone is pretty much what persuaded me to buy this set, because initially I was like, nah, it's cool to have a Battle Damage Indoraptor, but I'm not too upset that I can't get a hold of it, and I didn't really care too much about buying the Blue Velociraptor again, as I do already own that. But once I saw that you can actually put this on the Triceratops Skull, I was kind of sold, and I did really want it then. And I do not regret at all spending the extra money to purchase this, because this alone makes this set so cool. Now, we have reviewed these figures before, so I don't need to measure them or anything like that. I'm sure by now you probably know the sizes of them, especially Battle Damage Blue, so we could just get him out of here completely. I will, however, show you a size comparison, or maybe I should just say a comparison, because it's pretty much just to show you that this Indoraptor here, the Battle Damage one here in the back, as I said, is exactly the same as the super articulated version, because that's what we have right here in front of us. Everything is exactly the same on both of these, aside from the new additions on the other one of the holes on the underneath to add it onto the skull, the battle damage wound on the side, and the few slits and scrapes and stuff from the battle. Those are the only things that this super articulated Indoraptor does not have, so the only real difference is the addition of those. Other than that, still exactly the same figure. So this set from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line is really quite awesome. Again, there isn't anything that's absolutely blowing me away with it and how crazy cool and new it is. It's two recycled figures, one that's been redone a little bit, and the addition of a very cool Triceratops Skull. So it's not like if you are a collector that's just dying to get every dinosaur. There's no new species or anything. There's no entirely new sculpts. It's just the super articulated Indoraptor with some additions to it, and the Battle Damage Blue, which is very easily accessible at Walmart. And then, of course, a Triceratops Skull. The Triceratops Skull is definitely an exclusive to this. It's not in anything else. And again, if you want the battle damage version of the Indoraptor, this is also exclusive to this. You cannot get it anywhere else. And if anybody else is interested in the codes on the bottom, again, if you don't already have the Battle Damage Blue, and I think the Indoraptor doesn't scan any kind of a new Indoraptor, it's actually just scanning the super articulated Indoraptor, but there are the codes if you do want to add these to your collection. But as I said, very, very cool, even though there's nothing brand new and blowing you away as far as a new species or a new sculpt. It's just a few additions and the exclusive skull. But is this still a really cool set? Yes, I absolutely think so. I definitely love the Battle Damage Blue Velociraptor, and I think it's one of, if not the best, As far as the Jurassic World Velociraptor sculpts go, I think the paint is really nicely applied on that as well, so that's definitely a very cool figure. The super articulated Indoraptor, of course, is a favorite of a lot of people. Everybody loved the articulation in it, and it makes for some very cool play and, of course, stop motion videos, which a lot of people seem to be doing with it, which is totally understandable because of its articulation. It's awesome for that reason. For instance, like Craftone Playz, who is a viewer of this channel, recently put up a very short stop motion video of the Indoraptor on his channel. If you are actually interested in seeing his stop motion video, I will throw a link in the description so that you can go watch that if you would like. And I think the addition, of course, of the wounds and the battle damage and all that stuff is just very, very cool stuff. I really love having the alternate versions of other figures that I do have, and the addition of the holes on the underneath of the Indoraptor to plant it on top of that Triceratops skull just really is awesome. That's what, again, took this set over the top for me and made me really want to get a hold of it. It's just that very cool addition, and it makes for such a cool displaying factor that I really, really love it for that reason. So if you do want to buy one of these, unfortunately, if you live in the United States or anywhere that doesn't sell these, which is most places, you're going to have a little bit of a tough time getting them. You're probably going to have to either find someone in Mexico to order you one, or maybe whatever country they're in besides Mexico, which I'm not too sure, or you can just hit up eBay and buy one on eBay. But unfortunately, all the scalpers on there are being very dishonest with their prices for the most part from what I've seen, so you're going to have to pay a lot more than you should if you are ordering through eBay. You can, I'm sure, get lucky if there's a decent person out there selling on there, but most people, if they're going to go through the trouble of buying and selling them on eBay, they're going to jack the prices up to try to rip you off a few bucks. So unfortunately, it's a very hard set to get a hold of, but it is still a very cool set if you can. So good luck, guys. Hopefully you can acquire one if you do want one, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.